The knock came just after dusk, sharp and uncertain, the kind that carried urgency without explanation, and Marcus Hale felt his chest tighten before he even reached the door. He had learned that life rarely knocked gently anymore. Since becoming a single father, surprises usually meant bills, bad news, or another test of strength he wasn't sure he had left. Still, he opened the door, not knowing that one simple act of kindness would quietly begin rewriting his future. If you believe that kindness and second chances still matter in this world, take a moment right now to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel Kindness Flow. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Marcus lived in a small, sunlit apartment that still smelled faintly of baby powder and instant coffee. Daytime was his battlefield, juggling work, school runs, and exhaustion that clung to his bones. That evening, when he found a woman standing in the hallway, soaked from an unexpected rain, holding a broken phone and a trembling sense of dignity, he did not hesitate. He offered warmth, dry clothes, and a place to sit until morning, not because he expected anything in return, but because his late wife had once told him that kindness was the only legacy that never fades. He slept on the couch, waking at dawn to make breakfast, careful not to disturb her, and by mid-morning she was gone, leaving behind nothing but a folded thank-you note and a feeling Marcus couldn't quite name. The next day unfolded under bright skies, sunlight spilling through windows and onto sidewalks, as Marcus prepared for a blind date his sister had insisted on arranging. He didn't believe he was ready, but loneliness has a quiet way of agreeing on your behalf. His hands shook as he straightened his shirt, the weight of responsibility and hope pressing equally on his shoulders. He arrived at the cafe early, the smell of coffee and baked bread grounding him, telling himself this was just 1 hour of conversation, nothing more. When she walked in, time didn't stop, but it slowed enough for recognition to bloom. It was the woman from his doorway, dry now, composed, sunlight catching in her hair. Her name was Arya Bloom, and she carried the same gentle strength he had noticed through exhaustion the night before. They both realized the truth at the same moment, a shared astonishment that felt too precise to be coincidence. There was no embarrassment, only a strange calm, as if the universe had been quietly patient all along. As daylight stretched on, they shared their stories without labels or expectations. Marcus spoke of early mornings, packed lunches, and the fear of failing the one person who depended on him most. Arya spoke of rebuilding after loss, of starting over in a city that often felt indifferent. There was no rush, no pressure to impress. What grew between them was trust, the rare kind that forms not from perfection, but from being seen at your most unguarded. Life did not suddenly become easier for Marcus. Bills still arrived. His child still had nightmares. Doubt still whispered that happiness was something other people earned, but something shifted. Arya became a steady presence, not as a savior, but as a companion who understood that love is often quiet and built in daylight moments. School pickups turned into shared walks. Coffee breaks became plans. Laughter returned, hesitant at first, then freer. One afternoon, watching his child laugh beside Arya in a sunlit park, Marcus realized that opening his door that night had not been about romance or fate. It had been about choosing compassion when it was inconvenient, and how that choice echoed forward into something beautiful. He understood that second chances rarely announce themselves. They arrive disguised as interruptions, as strangers, as small decisions made when no one is watching. If this story is touching your heart right now, if it reminds you that kindness can change lives in ways we never expect, please take a moment to engage with this video. Your likes, shares, and comments help spread hope further than you might imagine. Special request before we end. Comment below with one small act of kindness you believe can change someone's life. Marcus never claimed his life became perfect, but it became fuller. He learned that love does not erase the past, it honors it by building a gentler future. And sometimes, the most important doors we open are the ones we never planned to.